Greetings to one and all, it's your old buddy Jay here, coming at you with some more countermeasures goodness. Another game changer for you this week, and this game is called My Friend Pedro. Now, this is an old game, an oldie but a goldie as they say, and one of my personal favourites. So I have just recently replayed this for about the third time. It's not a particularly very long game. I think it start to finish it's about 4 hours. My Friend Pedro is a shoot 'em up game which was developed by Dead Toast Entertainment, and it is published by my old friends Devolver Digital, who I am, every time I play any of their games, I just love them more and more. They are not in the whole AAA capitalist list of horrific publishers that are just out for money grabbing. They are truly a creative studio that come up with some brilliant ideas, whether they are creating them themselves or they are giving other design studios the opportunity to create and publish their own ideas. In this case, Dead Toast came up with this idea of a kind of side-scrolling shooter, and then Devolver obviously just got involved with a little bit of the the kind of tone of voice of it all, and this is it. So it's a horrifically graphic side-scrolling game where you can slow down time. You play a character who has lost his memory, so he just wakes up and he is informed about the way to play this and the kind of the rules of the world through a floating banana called Pedro. So he occasionally pops up and gives you a little bit more information about the plot, etc. But essentially, you're just solving these various platform sort of puzzles, while also wasting a whole load of bad guys with your different weapons, of which there are many. So you get handguns and machine guns and sniper rifles and all kinds of stuff like that. So it's a totally and utterly gratuitously horrific shoot 'em up where you kill hundreds of people, but that kind of isn't really the point of it, even though it is deeply satisfying and you don't have to think too much about the plot. Like a lot of the Devolver games, they just they give you a brief outline and then they just want you to sort of have fun with it. Really, this is a physics based game, which just happens to be gratuitous and violent. So probably not one for the kids, but definitely worth a little look at, because it is a lot of fun. So you can slow down time. You obviously jump from different platforms, flicking switches, pressing buttons to change the environment around you. All the time you're trying to find different ways to take out the bad guys that are all trying to stop you from achieving your mission, whatever that is. The banana just says, Pedro just says, go from A to B in this section, and that's exactly what you do, and it puts you in slightly different environments every time. So originally it is based on a Adobe Flash game called MFP, My Friend Pedro, which was produced back in 2014. This one was released on Windows and the Switch in 2019, and it's on PS4 now. I'm not quite sure when it came out for PS4. I think probably earlier this year, sort of April time, I think. But it is it's really, really good fun. Like I said, you don't have to worry too much about the depth of lore or building your character or the look and feel of your character or the interaction of conversations with other people, because it's just a simple physics game. So like this, one of my favourite bits is where you can shoot objects up in the air and then ricochet your bullets off them to take out the bad guys. So that's always, never ever stops being fun. It's always fun. And then there are moments of the game where it skips from a sort of side-scrolling kind of Mario shoot 'em up to these little kind of other moments. So you have like a sort of mild spoilers, but you have sort of a racing section, a section where you're falling, and you get to use your skills in a similar way of sort of slowing time down. But this time you're on a motorbike, and it's just loads of fun. It's one of those games where you could just pick it up and play for 5 minutes and make tons of progress, and then put it down and go and get on with your regular day. So I would definitely recommend you check this out if you haven't done already. Like I said, it's been around for a little while, but it's only been on PS4 earlier this year, so it's definitely worth having a look at that. And I particularly like the style that they go for, which is always never overly complicated. It's always a very simple kind of bitmap look, which this game sort of plays on a little bit. The art style is always very simplified, but still feels nice and classy. So you can see that the concept far outweighs the graphics. They're not too worried about the final look and feel of it. Even though this does look good, I always feel like the idea always comes first, which makes the game, and then the kind of the what it looks like just is down to the last of the budget, I guess. And and it never fails to impress me. I always think that they do these things really well. So they've nailed the physics and the concept. And this is the falling bit that I mentioned earlier. Sorry, the screen capture seems to have gone a little bit crazy on this part. But yeah, it is just really, really interesting way of putting you in different environments and throwing these different challenges. I do like the design of the whole thing. It's all very simple, and immediately before I'd even played the game, the logo with the banana and the gun just sitting next to it came up on my feed one day, and I just thought, I'm not sure what it is, but I'm already in. It just hooked me from sort of day one, really. So I do really think this is well worth taking a look at, like I said. And that is just a quick look at My Friend Pedro. I would thoroughly recommend it. I think out of 10, I do really like it. It is one of the better Devolver games, of which all of them are good, but this is definitely one of the best ones. And I would give this one an 8 out of 10. If you're just looking for something to waste a little bit of time and just to kind of tax your brain a little on how to sort of solve these various platforms, then this is definitely the one for you. And it has all of the usual trappings of being slightly bizarre, the story being a little bit crazy, all a little bit tongue-in-cheek, while also being incredibly violent and satisfying. If you've had a tough day at work, then why not sort of shoot some gangsters? That's what I would say anyway. So check it out. This was My Friend Pedro, and as always, be good, stay safe, and be kind to one another.